Hi, I'm Sarah with Lights for All Occasions. I want to give you some simple tips on how to set up and hang your commercial curtain lights. All right, the first tip I want to give you is how to easily set up your lights for hanging. So we have found that it is much easier to do it on the floor or on a table like I have here, instead of trying to hang up the line and then connect the lights. So I have it set up on a table to show you the two different parts that you're going to be hanging. The first is your mother line. This is what will be hanging on your rod or pipe or against the wall, whatever you choose for your venue. And then these are your actual strings of light that you'll connect to the mother line. And you're going to want to do this right next to where you're going to hang it up. So as soon as everything's connected, you just simply pick it up and hang it up where you'd like. All right, the next step I want to show you is how to actually connect your string of lights to the mother line. So the first time you do this, it's going to be a little tight. They are water resistant, and so the snugness between the light and the mother line adds to that resistance to moisture. So the first time you connect them, you're going to have to wiggle it a little bit to get it up there, and then the next time you do it, it's going to be a lot easier. All right. So the first thing you'll do is take off this protective cap that's on the plug on the mother line. And then you'll slide down the protective cap on the light. They both have an arrow. You'll want to line up the arrows on each part. And then just simply do a rocking back and forth as you wiggle it on. And once it's on there pretty snug, you're going to then take this cap that's going to just connect everything and protect it. And you'll slide it on, and there's a couple notches on there that you'll line up with and twist so that it'll be connected. And then you'll simply hang up the lights and you're good to go. All right, this brings me to my next step, which is how to hang your lights. Now that you've had them all connected, I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can use, depending on what venue you're at, to hang your lights. So on each light fixture, you're going to see a little hole that you can use to use a zip tie. That's what we've done behind me to hang these lights. We had a pole or a curtain rod going across. You can use a zip tie, really easy to connect these to that pole or a pipe or curtain rod, whatever you're using in your venue. If you're in a tent, it's a perfect to use those as well. You can also use screw hooks if you have these lights up against the wall, or adhesive hooks as well. If your venue doesn't want you to leave anything permanent, make sure you use one that's made for a heavier weight. These are pretty lightweight, but you want to use one that'll definitely hold up a little more weight than just your standard, picture frame or anything. And also, we do sell here at Lights for All Occasions a wire in case you wanted to have these lights freestanding. You can string this wire across the ceiling or wherever you wanted to drape your lights, and then use hooks to adhere your lights to the wire. So those are just some simple ways that you can use to hang your lights up. Make sure that if you do use freestanding hooks, that you're spacing them every so often, like in between each light, so that it does look uniform and stays nice and sturdy and safe for your guests. You don't want any of these lights falling down and ruining the whole evening. It'd be terrible. So keep it safe. All right, the fourth step in setting up and hanging your curtain lights is to familiarize yourself with the control box that you're using for your particular lights. I have one example here, and it is best to just make sure you go through the different functions so you know which would best fit the look, the feel that you want for your event. And it does take, a little playing with to see all of the many different functions. There are lots of varieties, from cascading to fading in and out to steady to blinking. You can change the speed of which those functions are performing. And it would be really great if you just decided what look you're going for, so that once you got to your event, you could simply choose that function and not have to worry about experimenting or playing with the different varieties. So that's just a tip for you, and it'll make it so much easier for you when you're setting up your lights. We know you're going to love this. When you create this wall of light from 6 feet to 36 feet. It creates that beautiful atmosphere that we know will add such a great element to your event. All right, if you found these tips helpful or you have some others of your own that you'd like to share, we'd love to hear comments from you. Make sure you do that below and subscribe to our channel. There's many other great videos on how to use our lights. And check out lightsforalloccasions.com for these products and many others that will make your next event that much more special. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here next time.